Shout out to our sponsor, Dollar Shave Club. They're so confident in the quality of all their products. You can actually get your first month of the club for $1 and the shipping is free. After that, it's just a few bucks a month. There's no long-term commitment, there's no hidden fees. Learn more or get yours at dollarshaveclub.com/no. Welcome to the Know, I'm Ashley, and we may now have a slightly more definitive window about when that mainline Pokemon game is actually coming to the Nintendo Switch, or not, possibly. So Nintendo's news financial report includes some of the titles they have slated for next year. It includes Fire Emblem, Kirby, Yoshi, and, well, maybe Pokemon? The company says that Pokemon will be coming 2018 or later, so it's very helpful for confirming not this year, but that's about it. Meanwhile, Metroid Prime 4 has a big fat TBD right next to it still, not too different than anything they've been saying since E3. They confirmed to VentureBeat that both of those titles would be coming in 2018 and beyond. Again, that just means not 2017 because of the beyond. So if you were hoping things had changed a whole bunch since then and we had some windows, nope, you're gonna be stuck playing Splatoon 2 until then. Or until Mario comes out and then you'll be stuck playing that. Anyway, if you feel like Bungie's being especially tight-lipped about Destiny 2 in the months leading up to its release, it turns out you're not wrong at all. The game's director, Luke Smith, said in a recent interview with the Namek vs. Saiyan podcast that the company is doing whatever they can to keep most of the game under wraps. Smith said, "The beta is an extremely small slice, intentionally so. We're actually keeping a whole bunch of the game secret. We very intentionally have made the beta focus on the technical diligence with a very small slice of content so that players can be surprised and delighted in September." That's not a huge surprise, I guess, considering they've already released some new information about things they left out of the beta completely, showing off huge unseen sections of the game. We'll see what other surprises they have up their sleeves when the game finally releases, not too far away, September 6th, PS4 and Xbox One, and then later for PC, sorry guys. We've got another major multi-platform game that probably given the Nintendo Switch a skip. Adding itself to the long list of unconfirmed Nintendo Switch ports is now Ubisoft's upcoming pirate spin-off, Skull and Bones, which isn't a huge surprise, but there you have it. Creative director Justin Farron said in a new interview that the world is maybe too big to bring to Nintendo's platform. Farron told GameSpot, "Our world is pretty rich in terms of the world that we're bringing to life. We haven't really talked too much about the Switch, but if that becomes a reality, then we would maximize the strengths of the Switch." So, I guess you're gonna have to find your swashbuckling elsewhere, Switch fans. Move over Battlegrounds, Destiny 2 and Overwatch, there's a new multiplayer challenger stepping into the ring, and interestingly enough, it's Final Fantasy 15. After months of silence about the game's announced multiplayer DLC, Square Enix has finally given gamers a first look of what the new update, which will allow for players to battle against enemies together in an online setting. Now you'll also be able to save up to 8 characters at a time, customize your avatar, set up camps, cook food together, take photos, and complete unique quests created specifically for the multiplayer. Square has also announced a closed beta starting August 3rd, really soon, and that's going to be available to season pass holders if you have one of those. Friday the 13th, game fans got all riled up over the last few days about some news that made it seem like on the surface, developers Ilphonic might be leaving the game behind in search of greener pastures and a new game to sell to fans. That happened because the company announced a new game, Dead Alliance, which is launching this August, and that made Friday the 13th fans go, "Hey, how are you gonna launch a new game and fix this one?" Which is a pretty natural response because there are still a lot of issues with Friday the 13th. Plus, development on Dead Alliance had actually started before Friday the 13th from a completely separate team altogether. Studio boss Charles Brungart told Eurogamer, "I wanted to address the concerns that Ilphonic has abandoned Friday the 13th, the game for Dead Alliance. This is 100% not true. Most major and independent studios have multiple teams working on multiple projects at the same time." The CEO of Niantic is apologizing for the giant shit show that was the Pokemon Go festival. In a blog post, John Hank blamed most of the issues at last week's festival on overloaded mobile networks that made the game unplayable for a lot of people, which, you know, not a great look for a festival that's entirely based around being able to play a game. Despite the issues, Hank said that Niantic will continue doing meetups. Its next festival is in Yokohama, Japan, and more events are coming to Europe. Hank said, "Last Saturday was not a happy day for us, but we are committed to listening to that feedback, however harsh, to improve what we do so that we can continue to build experiences that bring together people, technology, and the real world in innovative ways." The upcoming Battletech game is being sued again by some TV producers who say it's too close to Robotech. The producers, known as Harmony Gold, hold the copyright to Robotech, which is the mecha anime that also features battling robots and has tech in its name. I guess those are the similarities. Anyway, Harmony Gold is suing the developer of the game along with one of the designers of the original Battletech board game, who is also working on the game. These rival franchises have a long and happy history, very litigious. The Robotech anime came out in the early 80s, the Battletech board game was created in 1984, and Robotech's owners have been suing Battletech pretty much ever since. So yeah, this is a saga that shows no signs of ending. Maybe they should fight it out in mecha suits. That'll settle it, and then we are all entertained. And we've got a release date for the Wonder Woman sequel, which will, surprise, again star Gal Gadot in the leading role. The movie will release in theaters on December 13th, 2019, and the studio is currently in talks with Patty Jenkins to return as director. She was the secret sauce on the first one, after all. A sequel comes, really, as no surprise. Wonder Woman has been a smash hit at the box office. It's grossed at more than $389 million domestically and passed Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 over the weekend. Basically, it's doing good, and DCEU needed this. Mostly because people like this one. They all did well financially, but people like this one. Was Amazon's Prime Day kind of a ripoff? That's what one manufacturer is claiming, saying that Amazon monkeyed around with the prices to fool customers into thinking they were getting a discount when they really weren't. The North Carolina company Remedies makes deodorizers with a recommended price of $9.99, but its founder said that during the recent Prime Day event earlier this month, Amazon claimed that the product usually retailed for $15.42 and sold it for a bargain price of $9.99. He added that Amazon would also periodically raise the price of the product whenever it was featured in the media and demand spiked. In response, Amazon said, "The world's prices fluctuate all the time, and we seek to match the lowest price," which is kind of a non-answer. This isn't the only time Amazon's been accused of this behavior either. Consumer Watchdog followed price patterns on over 1,000 products and found that 61% of them were given bogus prices to basically create fake discounts. It's like that Steam thing all over again. Were you a backer of Mighty No. 9 on Kickstarter? I'm so sorry, but good news! After the game has been out for a year, some of its Kickstarter backers are finally getting their rewards. Bad news though, like everything else associated with Mighty No. 9, it's kind of a letdown. One Twitter user named WinterCute showed off his Kickstarter reward from backing the game. An unassembled box and a manual. Oh, and the manual doesn't fit in the box once you've assembled it yourself. As WinterCute put it, I donated $60 to receive some half-assed unassembled cardboard. Kotaku piled a string of other backers who were also lamenting their lame-ass rewards. Granted, the campaign only promised a box and a manual. They didn't actually promise a copy of the game, but it still left backers feeling a little bit crappy, understandably. Couldn't they at least have put the boxes together themselves? Or maybe made it so the manual could fit in the box? Just a couple of thoughts, but is anyone really surprised at this point? No. Alright, that's the news we have for you guys today. Let us know what you think of all of these stories in the comments down below. To make sure you get news from every corner of the internet every single day, make sure you like this video, and if you're new here, subscribe to the now. Thanks to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this update and keeping us all nice and hairless for the summer. DollarShaveClub.com delivers amazing razors right to your door, so you don't have to keep using the same dull razor because it's a pain to get them from the store, and you have to go and you have to find someone because they're probably locked up in a case, and then they have to get them out for you. It's a hassle, and these ones come to you. They've got a whole lineup of razors too, so you can decide just how fancy you want to get. Plus, there's extras for shaving or just for keeping yourself clean, like Dr. Carver's Shave Butter, Mint Cedarwood Body Cleanser, this really nice smelling Amber Lavender Soap. They've even got stuff for your hair now, so basically, all your grooming needs are covered. Dollar Shave Club is so confident in the quality of all their products, you can actually get your first month of the club for $1, and the shipping is free. After that, it's just a few bucks a month, and there's no long-term commitment, so you can cancel whenever you decide to try for that sweet beard. There's no hidden fees, and there's no reason not to do it. Get yours at dollarshaveclub.com/no.